Do you want to know the easiest way to make your palette more adaptable for longer working hours? So for acrylic paints, they dry out super quickly. I have a palette that I use that I did not invent, but this is the one that I use to keep my paints wet longer, and it works like a charm. So come on with me, I'll show you how to make it. This is an enamel pan. It's a metal pan that has some enamel on it to basically seal it in so it doesn't rust. You can get these at art supply stores. I will link to one. Blick has them. I'm sure Jackson's and a lot of other places have them as well. It's a fairly large pan. I mean, it's kind of like almost a baking tray, but that's what we want because we want it to have a big palette. I suppose you could make a mini version of this as well. These are shop paper towels. They're not in the best shape because I beat up on my towel roll. Please excuse my glue that's on the edges. I take So this is about 2 layers. I'll probably do 3 layers. Okay, fold this over so it fits. It does not need to be pretty, it just needs to be functional. At this point, so I've got about 3 layers here, take some water. You can fill this up right at your sink and you add more water than you think you need. This will soak into the paper towels, kind of move it around. Right, get all the water absorbed. You thought we were gonna have a lot of extra water, didn't you? Just a teeny bit. So let me pour this. There we go. Pour that right back in there. Now that we've got this wet, if we put our paints right on here, they would get all watery and it would just absorb into the paper towel. So we can't have that. Instead, take this baking parchment. Now, you can cut this exactly to size if you want. I'm not worried about that. You push it down. So the water here, the parchment is not 100% watertight. So it is enough moisture coming through that it will keep your paints damp and wet, but it will not saturate them with water. So your paints, which may only last you, gosh, I don't know, an hour or two normally, these will stay wet overnight for sure, even if I do nothing to cover them. And they'll probably make it, maybe 2 days. That's if you do nothing else. And at some point I will do something else with them probably, or I'll use it up. So you don't have to worry so much about, I have a lot of people who worry about wasting paint. Clearly I need more Celadon. But I've got some turquoise here. So you don't have to worry so much about wasting paint, because if you only have a half hour to paint, it's really tricky to figure out how to allocate that paint. So that's all you do. And then when you're done, you can just let it sit out and it will eventually dry up. You can take off the parchment. You can just get the same paper towels wet. I keep the same paper towels in here for months. Now, one thing I will say about mold is I don't understand how mold works necessarily with this. When I leave it open and don't cover it with saran wrap or any kind of plastic wrap, there's no mold issues because it just evaporates. The water evaporates and the paper towels can be reused and reused and reused and reused indefinitely. If you cover it up and forget about it, my guess is that there will be mildew and mold growing in here. Your paints would stay wet longer, yes, but you might have some mold issues. I'm allergic to molds and I don't even want to deal with it. So I just let mine evaporate, and sometimes my paint dries up, sometimes it doesn't, but it's not that big of a deal. I hope this helps you. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope it's really something that helps you paint longer and with more freedom. And you just use the paint, guys. It's never a waste if we're using the paint. So what do you do with your paints? Do you like this? Do you use the tearaway pages? Do you use a plate? Let me know in the comments. And just as a reminder, any interaction you have with my videos, if you like them, comment, share, subscribe, anything you do, watch them. It gives me more fuel with the algorithm and it brings more people to my channel. So thank you always for your support. I really appreciate it.